Hey, 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 what's up, world? I'm here ready to do another live video for you to give you some great content and some great information. My topic today is the 5 biggest mistakes that first-time mums make, or moms if you're American. Okay. All right, so I might just give it a little bit of time for some people to see that we're live and maybe hop on. What can I talk about while we're waiting? Well, I'd love to hear from some first-time mums, and also if you have had, 2 or 3 kids or more, and you have some wisdom to share. So one of the maybe I'll talk about my vision for, what I'm trying to achieve with my page and with my group and with my programs, and that is that I really want to help all women to feel confident in giving birth. And I don't know if you can hear. My baby's just decided she wants me. 1 second. Okay. All right, we're going to have a little visitor for this one. Say hi. Okay, she might get camera shy. All right, so I have a vision to help women to be more comfortable and confident in giving birth and not afraid. And I want to help women all over the world. So that's really important to me, and I've created this page to specifically help women connect. We're being recorded, darling. Say hi. Good girl. All right. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. I have 5 of the biggest mistakes that first-time mothers make, and I want to share them with you so that you can avoid them. And if you aren't a first-time mum, share these with your friends who are first-time mums. I really want to empower women to share this information and to bring positive birth to the world. So it's not just about the knowledge all coming from me. It's about me empowering you to pass on the knowledge to others. And I'm really passionate about that. So this is probably going to be a bit difficult with Claire like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do such a mum thing. I'm going to feed her while we're chatting. I don't know if that's been done on live video before, but it has now. Okay. All right. So number 1, the first biggest mistake that first-time mums make is that they don't have a birth plan. And there's so many mixed messages about birth plans. Some people call it birth preferences because they don't like the word plan. Some people call it other words as well. And I actually don't mind what you call it. But some people avoid it altogether because they feel like birth is so unpredictable that there's no point planning for it or even expressing your preferences. Now, that's in my opinion, that's a really misguided way to see things, because if you're going on a holiday, you're going to make a plan. Like, something unexpected could happen, of course. Maybe the weather's bad and the plane is grounded. Or maybe you have to change your plans for some reason. And so basically, even though life can be unpredictable, we still make plans. So there's nothing wrong with making a plan. And of course, if things change, your plan is going to change. So making a plan does not mean that you're set in stone and that you can't change your mind. It's the process. It's a way of thinking through what you want, communicating that, particularly to your care provider, but also to your birth partner, so that they're on the same page and they know how to support you. And it just makes things a whole lot more certain for you, in the sense that you know what you want, so that when you're faced with decisions in labor or in birth, you have a framework from which to evaluate those decisions. So that's my number 1 tip, okay? Now, number 2, second biggest mistake first-time mums make is listening to horror stories. And this is unfortunately, I think, endemic in our society. We have, the reality is so many women have had traumatic experiences, and certainly here in Australia, there's not really a support system through our medical system for them to understand what happened. So often they don't understand what's happened in their birth. They just know it went very, very wrong, or felt very, very wrong or scary. And so we have a lot of women who are traumatized by their birth and had a really unpleasant experience. And so they then, because they haven't had the opportunity to kind of debrief their birth and work through their emotions around it, without realizing it, they sort of pass on the same fear that they have from their birth. Hey, Felicity! They pass on the fear that they have from their birth to other mothers. And it's completely unintended. They don't mean to do this, but I guess perhaps one of the reasons is they're trying to warn other people that that it might not go to plan, like their birth had not gone to plan. But the problem is everyone's medical circumstances are different, everyone's personal circumstances are different, everyone's care provider might be different, and so it's really important for first-time mums not to listen to horror stories, because it's just setting you up for more fear. And here's a hint, like, more fear means more pain. So I can't unpack that in this video today, but I will cover that in a future video. So we've really, really got to address fear, because if we get rid of fear, it's going to reduce pain. So listening to horror stories is the number 2 thing that first-time mums make an error in. So we really need to, I guess, protect your mental space, and to make sure that you're really filling your mind with positive birth stories. And the positive birth stories are just as real as the negative birth stories. So it's not about sanitizing birth. It's about having a realistic expectation, and realistic is not listening to all the horror stories, because they're not realistic to only focus on the bad. So anyway, that's my second tip. So number 3 is, okay, this one's a tough one. I'm going to have to unpack this one. Is assuming that medical staff have their best interests in mind. So the number 3 biggest mistake that first-time mothers make is assuming that medical staff have their best interests in mind. Now, I just want to be really clear here. I am not bagging out medical staff at all, okay? But I just want women to understand that medical staff have to abide by their policies of their workplace. No, darling, I'm here now. So they have to abide by their policies. And this is to ensure that everyone gets proper care and a consistent standard of care. So this is a really important part of how hospitals work. And so it's not a bad thing per se, but women need to understand that policy is what the practitioner must provide. They must follow that policy. But it's your choice whether you consent or don't consent to those, whatever the policies are. Okay. I'm going to have to do this next time when she's asleep. So anyway, I'm going to have to move on. I'll unpack that one more next time, because Claire is being really restless. Okay, anyway, all right, so my next one is number 4. The biggest mistake first-time mothers make is not knowing that they can say no or stop. If there's something being done to them that they want to stop right now, they can say that. Hi, Rebecca. They certainly are. All right. Okay, and so no or stop. Like, that, you need to know that you're allowed to say that. And I really shouldn't use that word allowed, because you can do what you want. It's your body, and you can, people can't touch you if you don't give permission to. So it's really important that you know that you can say no to anything, and you don't actually need to give an explanation. You don't need to justify your reason. All right, and you don't have to justify your reason. All right, 1 second. Okay, she's back to her iPad. Okay, all right, so You can also ask why. You can get more information from your care provider. Why are they recommending a particular intervention, or why are they recommending a particular course of action? And let's see. Yep, that's all for number 4 for the moment. I'm going to redo this video, so I'm going to do it when Claire's not bothering us, but I will finish my points for those watching now. So number 5 is not asking for help. And this is the 5th biggest mistake. Yay, Poppy's come to take her. Okay, so the 5th biggest mistake is not asking for help. And this is one of the biggest things that I want to talk to women about. I want them to know that there is help out there. And there's actually help in a number of areas. You can get help from a doula, you can get help from a childbirth educator, and you can get help from, I package my services up as a pregnancy and childbirth coach. So there's lots of ways you can get help. And there's even free support. I have a Facebook group that's completely free, and you can get lots of free content. Following this page will help you get information that you need to have a beautiful birth and to be confident and calm. So know that you can get help, and know that there is information out there, and that you don't have to do this alone. There is heaps of awesome information on the internet, but if you don't know what you're looking for, it can be really overwhelming. So go and get help from someone who knows this area. So I'd love to be that person to help you. And one of the things that I'm particularly trying to create with my page is to connect women around the world, so that we are inspiring each other and lifting each other up. And that's, I think, a really beautiful thing that we can now use technology for, to connect us and to strengthen us. So I would love to know, if you're watching the replay, what mistakes did you make as a first-time mum? What did you learn from your first birth that you maybe made different choices in your second, or will make different choices for your second birth? Pop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to follow my page, and please join my Facebook group. It's going to be a beautiful, dynamic, interactive and caring, nurturing space for all women around the world to learn about birth, so that they can feel confident and calm and have a bold, beautiful birth. I'll see you next time. Bye.